fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're just freaked out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kirushoku here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Izuku Midoriya, and well, what has been going on with him and his life currently? Now, Midoriya's body is going through an unknown mutation with the Corvinus virus. And this is a result of Marcus and William both biting into Midoriya, along with him drinking their blood and consuming Marcus's flesh, along with the Immortal's blood being a factor in all of this. Midoriya being exposed to the 3 most pure strains of each virus. Now, along with that, we did have Celine, who revealed she was pregnant, to Midoriya and Melissa, who suggested they go undercover to try and find like an activity and see if anyone might know where William could be hiding. Now, there was also Bakugo, who himself did go undercover. However, he did so before Celine and Melissa. Now, we do currently have today, or a few days later, where Melissa and Celine have actually been going all around the area that they can, and places where like an activity used to be the biggest threat to the area. And apparently they've been swept away. All the lichens in the area here are gone. And every time they do actually try to talk to people or even see if they can find the lichens hiding, nothing would pop up. Ultimately, Melissa does have the home field advantage, since she does smell like one. And Celine, she is actually using something that Melissa did engineer for her, allowing her to hide her scent a little bit better. Now, with that, Celine is currently wearing a baggy hoodie and a pair of blue jeans, along with some boots, or black combat boots, while Melissa, she is wearing a t-shirt and a pair of black pants, along with some tennis shoes. Now, they're both going around and asking for a party, and a whole lot of people have either tried to get them to go to this party or have had no idea what they're talking about, along with Melissa actually asking about this party over here. Now, they've even gone to the previous place where the Lycan Fight Club was held, and there was no luck. The place was completely cleared out, and the building was condemned. All that was really there was some human squatters. Now, with that being said, they have all currently been looking around, Bakugo included, as we do have today, where Melissa and Celine are making decent progress, and they've been able to at least find area with lichens, as they are currently talking to one, and they're able to easily identify it with the way it's acting and the way it does smell. Now, this would be whenever we do have Melissa and Celine, as they're both currently talking to the sky. Melissa talking about how she wants to party, and this guy actually looking her up and down for a minute, before looking over at Celine. Really now, I'm not sure you could hang with the right crowd. Well, you see, the crowd is small. I like to usually party with a certain group of friends of mine. We all have our own ways of having fun, and you have to be pretty tough to get through the grit. I see. Now, there is then Celine, who would actually turn her head saying that they're also looking for a bite to eat. Now, this is whenever the guy would just look over at Celine before looking back at Melissa, saying that that's all he needed to hear. Him then actually telling her that the next fight is going to be lined up at this area, and that they've been able to actually clear pros from that place. The fights have been being held there for the most time. Now, this is whenever these two would actually go to an abandoned dock. And they actually do walk around the area. As we do cut over to Bakugo Katsuki, who he's been hearing whispers and rumors. And he even heard a group of people talking about bets and fights. Now, Bakugo, he knows from enough research that Lycan will fight each other, and just to see who is strong. So he has gone to these gambling rings. He's been able to win some money, and he has lost some. However, they weren't really exactly what he was looking for. As tonight, he does head to an area. Him looking up at the building before walking in. As the doorman does stop him, asking exactly if he is here, and what's the password. Oh, nothing much. I'm just here to meet a few friends and get a bite to eat. Alright. The guy letting Bakugo pass. Since Bakugo is one of those Lycan, as he would wave his hand in front of his face. Now, there is then whenever Celine and Melissa would actually come running up, as they would give the password to this man and head in as well. Now, Bakugo, he is waiting and ready, as he does have his hero suit somewhat underneath his clothes. He does at least have his hero gloves, in case he does have to engage in close quarters combat. Along with that, he does actually have a weapon with silver ammunition loaded into it. Now, Bakugo, he is ready. And this would be whenever a man would come walking up, as he would announce the current fight, talking about how these two are challenging each other for the right to be the man's lieutenant. And two Lycan do both come walking up in their human form. They're talking about how one man here has over 50 consecutive wins and only 0 losses, while a bigger man across the ring currently does hold at least 200 wins and 5 losses. Now, the man, however, does have a bit more permanent battle damage. A large scar across his face, neck, and he is blinded one eye. Along with it, looks like someone took a chunk out of his ear. Now, Bakugo is watching, just wondering if he's back in a normal human fight ring. And this is whenever the two men do both begin to start rushing at each other, and throwing each other around. As there is then the transformation, Bakugo watching these two both change. And he does actually go to sneak away towards the back, where no one would be able to see him pull a phone and take a video. Now, we actually do have Melissa and Toga, or Melissa and Celine, who are currently inspecting the area and trying to find information, wanting to know who leads this place. And a whole lot of people are scared to give the answer, since if they say his name, if they disrespect him at all in saying it, they will all be killed. Now, there is actually then when Celine is looking around, and she would see a guy who's hiding his face, as he does at least have a phone in his hand, as she would go walking up. Now, the moment she does do this, she actually would ask the guy if they can talk for a second, and he would then be pulled to the side, or led into the bathroom. Now, the moment this actually does happen, we do have Bakugo. Whenever he's being basically dragged by these two, he does try to reach for his gloves, and both of them are swiftly taken, as he does go to pull out both weapons, a silver blade and a silver gun. Now, Melissa actually would be able to disarm the gun from him out of his right hand. However, he was able to stab down the silver blade into Celine's shoulder, as he was confused, her just turning to look at the blade before turning to look back at him. Silver. What the fuck? That should have worked on you. Me? Oh, I'm sorry, I think you meant her. Now, Bakugo would look at, Melissa, him being confused for a second. Wait, Melissa's shield? Wait a second. Her pulling off his beanie, and the hood coming off his face. Ashley would let go, asking if she knows this guy. Yeah, he's a pro. A pro. And he's also human. Now, Bakugo actually would try to get his bearings, as Celine would bring up her hand and pull out the knife, as she would hand it back to him, asking about what a human is doing in this location. Him grabbing the blade, and looking at the blood on it. I was actually looking for evidence. Evidence? You're lucky that we're the ones that found you. Yeah, but hang on. Melissa, it's been a few months since your disappearance. Where have you been? Well, you can see that I'm I'm a werewolf. Okay. Really, that simple. I'm trying to piece back the trail of Izuku Midoriya, and I've discovered you guys exist. Oh, that makes this easier then. Well, I mean, it's been a few months, and I'm trying to understand it all. Yeah, okay, but I'm confused. Why are you here? We're on a mission. Yes, a very important one. We must save Izuku now. Did something happen to him? I'm sorry, how do you know him? Well, we sort of grew up together. That's impossible. He went on the run whenever he was young. Yeah, I knew him before that. Anyways, just please tell me what's happening. Now, this will be whenever they do try to explain what's going on with Izuku. And Bakugo, he is confused by the words he's hearing. He's going through a mutation, and Marcus might be the cure. Those words don't really mean a lot to him. However, apparently they're very important. Now, with that being said, this would be whenever they actually do ask if he does know anything more, to which he does explain his findings. Midoriya's old container of memorabilia. Now, this information has to do with Midoriya's family, and Celine does ask if they can get their hands on that box. Now, with that, the three do leave quickly, and we actually have a group of Lycan who did see Bakugo, since he did put back on his hoodie, but he couldn't hide that smell, at least the smell that was lingering in the bathroom, the smell of a human and a vampire. Now, with that being said, this is where they actually would begin to start following Celine and Melissa, as eventually they do get back to Bakugo's apartment. Now, Bakugo, he would arrive home and open the door. As Ochako, she would freak out the moment he walks through the door and he looks the way he does, as she's asking him where he's been for the last week and a half. Now, Bakugo would explain, asking her if she went over everything. Yes, I did. Jeez, you know how crazy you sound listening to that madman? Oh, who are these two? Ah, well, we're evidence. Evidence? Really? So you're starting to bring people in our house now? Oh, Choco, it's not like that. Now, Melissa, she would just start doing one simple thing, as she does begin to unbutton and take off her clothes. Ochako, confused, asks exactly why is she doing that. Bakugo, confused as well, as Melissa does begin to start shifting and turning. Now, Ochako does scream as she has watched this, as a full-grown werewolf is currently standing in their living room, as she does turn to look at Bakugo, as she would actually begin to start slowly going back down. And she does then look over at Celine, asking if she's a... Hers is showing her fangs, and then swiftly moving behind her. Now, Celine actually would then take a few steps backwards and sit down on the couch, as she actually would ask if she does have something for her to puke in. Now, this actually would confuse Ochako. Think for a minute that vampires don't really have the best advantage when it comes to being that fast then, if the drawback is similar to her own quirk. Now, this would be whenever she does run into the kitchen and grab something, as she does try to ask questions while Celine does begin to start spewing chunks, or quote-unquote chunks. Now, Melissa actually would walk over and talk about how she's never like this. Are you okay? Her bending down and putting her hand on Celine's forehead, asking if she's alright. Now, Melissa would actually bring her other hand up and put her fingers on Celine's neck, as Celine does bring her hand up and grab her wrist. However, it's already far too late, since the realization has already set in Melissa's eyes. Oh, um, congratulations. Hmm? Wait, I'm confused. Congratulations on what? W- Well, I mean, wow. I knew you two were like that, but still. Does he know? Yes, he does. Okay, I'm confused. Why are you two in my living room and what are you talking about? Now, Melissa would turn and explain. Ochako actually having a surprise shoot across her face. Before she does look at Bakugo. As Melissa would say that it's not his. Hmm? Wait a minute. Oh my god, Melissa. Hmm? Hi. Yeah, you know she's quirkless, right? How did I forget about her? Now, Melissa would just say that it's the change in style, along with the haircut and contacts. Or let's just say turning into a lichen fixed her eyes. That makes more sense. Now, with that, this would be where they have gained allies within the humans. However, we do then have the lichens, who they did follow them back to this apartment and hear about all the commotion, as they do head back to their allies on the police force. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing night. Catch you guys in the next part.